Hey guys, this is Gamer Cal playing Pokemon Sword and Shield Isle of Armor, still getting attacked by Sharpedos over here. He never gives up. Never surrenders. Alright, we're going to continue on, and this is Stepping Stone Sea is where we're at the moment. We're going to continue on and take a look at some of the other stuff over here. So, the DLC is one gigantic wild area. That much was confirmed. Wait, you missed. That was confirmed quite a while back, but yeah, I'm obviously not going to look at that building at the moment because that is to do with the story stuff. Not really looking at doing that for the first little bit here. Yeah, I just want to take a explore around, see what sort of Pokemon we can find. And Insular Sea. Oh, okay, yes, faster than the bike. Good to know. Alright. Sharpedo is faster than the Rotom bike. The Rotom bike is slower in the water, so it makes sense, but yeah, that's good to know. Are you Horsey? You are Horsey. I wanted it though. Guess I'm gonna have to find more Horsey. God, there's so many Sharpedo here. So yeah, Kingdra is definitely one of the biggest ones that I wanted to find. Honestly, Kingdra is one of my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon. It's just really cool. I don't know. It was always one of the Pokemon back in Pokemon Stadium 2. That and Tauros were like my two most reliable Pokemon when it came to any sort of like team that I would try and use in that game. It was always like the level 100 Kingdra had Dragon Breath, Surf, Ice Beam, and I believe Hyper Beam was the last one I used. And then the Tauros was something like Body Slam, Earthquake, Thunderbolt, and I don't remember. I think it was Thunderbolt that it had, because it just worked. I don't know, it didn't have a good special attack stat to say the least, but it kind of was just one of those of, oh hey, it's a neat move that I could use on the flying types. And back then, well, you know, we're all just dumb kids, right? I used Zap Cannon on Flareon because it was funny, so you know, not exactly the brightest of situations there. Alright, let's get some more stuff from the trees. 3 Pomegs, that's good. So yeah, getting more of these EV reducing. Oops. Oh well. Getting more of the EV reducing berries would be nice, but this stupid Scorvet's gonna like steal everything. So, oh well. What are you gonna do? Not gonna be able to get any berries off of that. Took everything that fell from the tree. Oh no. So the way that it's worded, it would imply that there are other things that... dose of energy powder. There are other things that can drop from the tree. Yo, Executor! Well, aren't you a neat one? He doesn't really care. Okay, well whatever. You're mine anyhow. There's an item over there that I want to take a look at, so... Wild Executor! It's gonna completely decimate Barraskewda over here, but that's okay. Yeah, so Wild Executor, definitely not something that you used to see. I believe you could get the Alolan Executor. Oh wait, Quick Ball just got it. You could get the Alolan Executor in the previous gen. That's not really something that's available here, but still. Look at you two thinking different thoughts. They don't seem to be very interested. Right. Oh well, Executor doesn't care about it. It's about other parts of itself, it seems. Alright, what have we got out of this one? Dragon Pulse. Sure, why not? There's another Executor over there. So this is Executor Island, clearly. It's another one of those twigs. We need to get 8 of those in order to get the item, that cuff, whatever. Oh, you can get those in here as well? That's really good. Okay, Gentle is not the one that you want, but you can get Nature Mints without spending battle points. If they should respawn per day too. I wonder if it's a fixed thing, or if it's just a random one every day. That's going to make going through the stuff here incredibly worthwhile. Alright, what is this max here? Lantern. I don't care about that. We've already seen Lantern in the base game. Oh, I do see an item over there. I'm gonna get wrecked. Yeah, so, like I've said before, Sharpedo's gonna be kind of annoying. I think this might be the first time where using repels might be something worthwhile. I'm not actually sure. I've never used repels in this gen, so I don't know exactly how they work. But yeah, that might be something worth doing. Just because of how annoying these Sharpedo are gonna get. Anyway, the Stardust, what do you want? Came in for a different region looking for a certain Pokemon. I should... Oh! Ah ha 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 ha! Yeah, you can get a Alolan Executor that way. I mean, I guess that works. You know what? Sure. I'll trade that off. That's a quiet nature, dude. It's interesting. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we can do that. So... why she couldn't just, like, go over to the other island and get one herself is beyond me, but, you know, whatever. Alolan Executor is available here. I wonder if that means Alolan Raichu is going to be available as well, then. Because that could have implications for later on. This is amazing! Uh-huh. Sure. And then she disappeared. So maybe she also comes back, like, you know, per day. Or she could just be somewhere else in the Isle and require a different Pokemon now. Who knows? Honeycomb Seat, there's Whelmer. Alright, there's so many Sharpedo coming out here. Yeah, this could get a little bit irritating, but that's fine. I want to see what's over here. It's Fletchinder. Why is it flying over the water? You're a Firebird. That's not where you're supposed to be. Okay, yeah, so Fletchinder, Talonflame I think is going... oh, it's bright sunlight, that's why. Talonflame I think is going to honestly be pretty respectable. It's not the strongest Pokemon out there, and Gale Wings did get nerfed in Gen 7, so it only works when the Pokemon is at full HP. However, it has Priority Tailwind, the same as what, if you go for it turn 1 anyway, it has Priority Tailwind, the same as what the Whimsicott does, and we know how strong that is. It has Priority Brave Bird on turn 1, and if you have Follow Me support for it, you might be able to use Priority Max Airstream with it, which would be very exciting. Its hidden ability is Gale Wings, so we won't be able to catch one just outright. Oh, that's why it's Honeycomb Seas, because there's a thing. It's here! I was hoping they would bring this one back. Oh, Azrael's gonna be so happy at this. Alright, come here, lovely. It's so slow, though. Oh, nice. Okay, so this I actually genuinely think could be really good. Venusaur is usually the chlorophyll Pokemon you're going to use, especially now that it's got a Gigantamax form that has Charizard's slight effect on it. But I think this is a really solid Pokemon because it gets after you. We saw this in Gen 7 when Torkoal got Drought to begin with. After you Eruption was really, really good. And I don't honestly see a reason why it would not be good this gen too. Back in the beginning, before Venusaur got released, back in the beginning of Gen 8, we actually saw Vileplume, of all things, was getting used because it had Chlorophyll and After You. Vileplume Torkoal was actually an early metagame pick. This thing is not quite as strong as Vileplume, and it doesn't have the Sludge Bomb stab. Or I don't even know if it has Sludge Bomb to begin with, but it has 90 base speed, and it still has the Sleep Powder as well. So there is definitely a high chance that we will see Lilligant Torkoal come back into play again. That is a very, very good thing to find. I mean, it makes sense to bring it back because they have Whimsicott in the game and they're kind of a pair, but I still was not necessarily expecting that that was going to be a thing. So, yeah, very, very happy to see that. I actually do have a Lilligant in Gen 7 that I will need to bring over now because of that. So, there's a lot of stuff I'll need to bring for Pokemon Home later on. I like this island is really cool, by the way. You get experience candies here. There is another TR as well. The Pollen Puff makes sense. I imagine Lilligant will probably be able to learn that. I don't think you're gonna use it, but oh, the other thing, Lilligant can do Quiver Dance, so there's a possibility that we would see that too. But I honestly don't think that's going to be the case. I think if we're going to see Lilligant, it's going to be the same sort of thing as it did in Gen 7, which is after you, Leaf Storm, Sleep Powder, and Protect is the most likely solution. But there's no reason why somebody couldn't try like a Quiver Dance one. Quiver Dance is one of the best moves in the game after all. So, you know, anything's possible, right? Get away. Stupid Sharpedo. Alright, we got more feathers around here. Yep, sure do. Okay, so going through, again, probably using repels to dissuade the Sharpedo. Going around the water to get feathers every day is definitely looking like a solid play, because this will just let you do EV training better. There was another thing around here. Where is it? Whatever. That Sharpedo on the other side's gonna be a pain in the butt. More Wingull. Don't really care about the Wingull, obviously we have seen that before. I'm not a fan of Pelipper. What is that Seadra? There we go. Neat! So you're gonna want to also fight like Wild Horsey and Seadra, probably with Galvantula or Butterfree, so that you can steal Dragon Scales as well. Because that's how we'll get this thing evolved. I imagine there'll be ways of getting Dragon Scales. Maybe we'll actually be able to like buy them somewhere on the island, but definitely Wild Horsey and Seadra do have a chance of having Dragon Scale. So if you want to go ahead and get some of those, that's how we're gonna do it. Also, yeah, it's convenient that it mentions poison in its Pokédex entry there, because Seadra's ability actually changes from Swift Swim to Poison Point when it evolves. Like, it still has Sniper as one of its abilities, but yeah, in Gen 3 is when it first came out with the ability in the first place. It's like, yeah, Seadra actually has Poison Point, and that's because its scales have poison. Yeah, there's a lot of feathers here. Definitely worth picking them up. I've already gone over before how they can be very handy. As much as I do like EV training stuff myself, if I have access to more of these feathers, then I am possibly going to do. I mean, it depends how good the money farm is as well. If you can farm money easily enough in this expansion too, then I might not actually do quite as much EV training as I used to. I might just like farm up the feathers here, so I can finish off the tailor making of the sets. Some more Tentacle. I'm a little bit disappointed. Okay, so we can't go further beyond there. I'm a little bit disappointed that there aren't like more Pokemon in the sea. Like, obviously the Sharpedo is kind of a pain, and it just like keeps coming up. But I'm a little bit disappointed that the sea is just less populated than I would have expected. Alright, so there's the outer limits as to where we can go on the water here. That's fine. I think there's honestly been quite a lot of good here. So I'm not disappointed in the slightest about how far out we can go. and it's going to be worth traveling across all of that. Yo, Staryu! Alright, so Starmie I think has a chance. It's not the strongest Pokemon out there, but it has such ridiculous coverage that I think Starmie does stand a chance of being played. Starmie I think has never necessarily been a bad Pokemon. It got outclassed by Greninja in Gen 6. And I don't think it has seen that much VGC success over the years, even before that. But I have hope, because I think that coverage by itself is just so good, and it can't boost its own special attack, but you could definitely like use it with stuff that could. There's always like Decorate as a possibility. It works very well with Dynamax, I think. There's Cypher. Cypher's flying in this game. Hey, more leaks. Oh, actually finding a leak is really good. I didn't even think about that, because the leak is on Farfetch'd in the wild, but actually finding one without having to find the Farfetch'd is good, because Farfetch'd is a Sword exclusive Pokemon, right? So Pokemon Shield players didn't really have a good way of getting the leak. Oh no, it broke out. Okay, so Cypher over here. I don't think Cypher's gonna see play, although I wouldn't be too surprised. Like Eviolite Scizor, I'm pretty sure, not Scizor. Eviolite Sneasel saw play at one point, so I wouldn't be like too surprised if Cypher does see play one way or another. But I think Scizzor's in an awkward spot. I think it can see play. It's definitely good enough. But will it see play? I'm not sure, because there's quite a lot of fire going around, and Scizzor's main draw is like Technician boosted Bullet Punch. That doesn't work with Dynamax in the slightest. Not every Pokemon has to work with Dynamax, of course, but if you don't work with Dynamax, then you're gonna have to do something else pretty important. And yeah, its priority is really good. So I know people are, and me as well, with a single slice it can fell a massive tree. Heck yeah. I know people are going to try this thing out. And I definitely want to as well. I think it has potential. I just don't know if it's going to actually reach that potential, if that makes sense. I think it might get hated on a little bit too much. That said, there is no hidden power fire for Scizor to be worried about now. So we shall see. Maybe it actually does turn out to be really good. Grappa Berry. Okay, Grappa is really good as well. Another one of the EV reducing berries. I'm just seeing, is that... I think I can go for one more. It's still not shaking very much. Okay, I have a lot of Grappa Berries here though, I'm not going to risk that. I probably could have kept going, but I got 10 berries off of that. There's no way I want to risk that. Barracuda? Okay. Don't care about that, obviously we have Barracuda, so... Is that... Corphish? It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Obviously, Crawdaunt has been in the game already, so we're not too worried about that. Got red candy from over here, that's probably useful. Okay, so, another one I didn't mention, obviously, over here, there's more twigs, there was Tauros over here as well. I don't think Tauros is really going to see play. You're going to charge straight at me, aren't you? You should do. Yeah, I was thinking it would, but wanted to give it time. Yeah, so I don't think Tauros is going to see play, but Anger Point is something that I have... something I have heard talk about before, mostly with another Pokemon that's in the decks actually, that is Crocodile. I have heard of Anger Point being used with that, but maybe if the Urshifu is allowed, you could run like Urshifu with the always crit move into Tauros, like Dynamax to Tauros or something, run the always crit move into it, and you're like +6 attack all of a sudden, and it's like super scary. So maybe it could see play? I don't think it will. But it'd be neat if it did. Tauros is a good old favorite, right? Ah! Okay, one of my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon coming in here. And it's cute as always. I really like Stoutland. It's actually kind of ridiculous that Stoutland wasn't in the decks to begin with. It is literally a gigantic, hairy Scottish Terrier. How it was not in the decks to begin with is just beyond me. However, I am very happy to see it now. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I think it's such a cool Pokemon, Stoutland. It's just so nice. Is it actually going to see play? Almost definitely not. I don't think Stoutland has ever really seen play in VGC. But, I mean, it's got Sand Rush. So, it's got the speed part to it, but I think there are better Sand Rushes to use. The fact that it's mono normal as well really does hurt it. So, I don't think we're going to be seeing that anytime soon. But I'd love to be proven wrong. There's a lot of Cypher. Hey, Miltank is here as well. I mean, it makes sense. If you've got Tauros, you should have Miltank. Miltank is definitely not going to see play. It is fast for a Pokemon, but it just does not have power behind it. It's only like base 80 attack or something. And it's mono normal. It's got good abilities. Like, Thick Fat is nice. Scrappy is really good. Especially because you can hit normal types. With normal type, you could hit Max Strike into a Ghost type. Lower speed and stuff. That's nice. Dragapult doesn't get affected by that, though. And yeah, I think there are too many other good normal types coming in here. And I don't think most of them are going to see play either. So it's kind of tough to be a Miltank, you know? Still, it is cool. And I mean, this is one of them. I know some people are very hyped about this mon. Just in general, it coming about. Oh, look at the wave from the baby there. In general, some people are really hyped about this. Unfortunately, Mega Kangaskhan is not a thing. So I don't see this really seeing play. However, if it does, it'll solely be because it has Scrappy plus Fake Out. Which, in its defense, is actually really good. You could Fake Out Dragapult, turn 1. Which is something that no other Pokemon, to my knowledge, can claim to do. So, in theory, it has a niche. I just don't think it's going to be a very good one. There's a cave over there. Yo, actual Stoutland. How about that? Yep, it's a Moo Milk. Makes sense. There's Miltank and stuff on here. Alright. Ah, that's such a good cry with that. It also just doesn't really care. That's cool. I don't know, that sounds just very satisfying in this game. Yeah, Stoutland does have Intimidate as well. There are things that it can do. I just don't think it's not good enough. Being, like, just pure normal type doesn't really excite, you know? However, I'd love to be proven wrong. Absolutely would love to be proven wrong on that thing. Because, again, it's one of my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. Just look at it, it's majestic. Even a Stoutland caught in the wild will warm up to people in about 3 days. That seems about right. Honestly, that seems totally fine. Stoutland Search was one of the coolest ride Pokemon in Gen 7. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Okay, so what have you got to say for yourself? Oi oi, don't get too many trainers out in his butts. The Diggin' Paw. Ah, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I have 2. Few pieces of ore, put these 5 monsters straight to work. Digging you out loads of watts. Okay. Sure. How do you dig out watts, though? 2,000? Okay. That is actually a lot of watts. Okay. Wow. This is impressive. I know it's a random number of digs that you get off it, but that is really impressive just how many you can get. 21,000. Crazy. So how many do you take, like, just the one? 7 pieces. Oh god. That is a lot of ore for digging though, so Sandshrew! Ah! It's another one of my favourite like Gen 1s. He is so good! I mean Alolan Sandslash is in the game as well. He also just doesn't really care, okay. Sandslash is just an inferior Excadrill, unfortunately. So the chances of it seeing use, unless you just want a second Excadrill for some reason, the chances are slim to none that it's going to get used. If I remember rightly, Alolan Sandslash has only got like 20 base speed, so I don't think it's going to be usable. Like that typing is so unfortunate too. Ice and Steel just doesn't seem like it's going to work. But I mean, maybe it's better than I give it credit for. I will admit, I never actually used Alolan Sandshrew at all because I didn't care that much about it. But I know it's got Slush Rush. I don't think it's gonna be good enough. Oh, yeah, okay. We need a way of getting the Alolan one. I think Alolan Marowak could actually be good. We get Cubone, but Cubone doesn't evolve into Alolan Marowak, so regular Marowak not going to see use. The Alolan one might actually. I should have taken a snapshot of the Fit Club there. Whatever, it's a sparkle item. I imagine you'll be able to get multiples of it, but I still should take a picture of it anyway. So, whoops. That's okay though. Yeah, so lots of interesting Pokemon around here, that's for sure. Yeah, so regular Marowak definitely not going to see play. It does actually work quite well with Dynamax, admittedly. That looks like a mushroom. Hi. Looks like a mushroom out there, actually. It is, isn't it? There's a cluster of odd mushrooms growing here. Huh. I'm gonna need to keep that in mind for later on. I think I know what that's for, but yeah, I'm gonna need to keep that in mind. So, looks like I found my way into the desert area here then. That's good. Pot bottom desert, okay. That's good because there's some Pokemon out of this type of region that I really would want to get. A silly Cobra. I really wish like Gmax Sandaconda was a little bit better. I don't know, I've never actually tried to use it, so maybe it is decent, and I just have never really bothered. But I've only seen it maybe once, and it didn't really do much, so... Oh, Sandslash. Do you chase us? Nope, you don't care. That's cool. Sandslash is just super neat, though. I've always loved this one. My very first playthrough of Pokemon Blue actually used this Pokemon. Just because I thought it looked neat. It wasn't really very good in Gen 1, but, you know, because you had to teach it Earthquake by TM. So, I couldn't really get much out of it for most of the game. Dig was okay, I guess, because it was 100 base power in Gen 1. But, yeah, I don't know, it was just cool as a Pokemon. So I'm very happy to see that back. The harder and smoother the spikes will feel. Okay, seems about right. The dustier the desert, the better it is for Sandslash. Alright, what do we got here? Rocky Helmet. Definitely got to keep a hold of that. Rocky Helmet is something you actually can't buy in the original game. The main game, I should say. There is one Rocky Helmet on Stow side. Ooh, Rhyperior in the wild. That's cool. I mean, we don't need it because it's already in the game, but that is super neat. I've always been able to see Rhydon, but never Rhyperior, so... Seems like there's a bunch of items and stuff around here which could be worth looking at. Luxury Ball, that's not one you'd expect to see. And a Firestone. You can get the evolution stones in the main game on Lake of Outrage. That is definitely very good to get. Flame Orb, just like the Toxic Orb from earlier, is not an item that you could get in the main game very easily. Okay, I'll mark it from that. Fit Club is very good for the Marowak. Get lots of soft sand here too. Makes sense, because we are in the desert bit, right? Pokeball! Smooth Rock, that also makes sense, being the Sandstorm extending item. But there is the Pokemon that I want. So this is actually one that I do not have a one to bring over, is Sandow. I never really played with Crocodile at all, because I just never saw it as that good. However, in this current format, I think Crocodile is actually potentially really good. If I remember rightly, its hidden ability is... It's either Moxie or Anger Point. I think it might have been Anger Point, which would be super nice right now. Oh, you could use that with like Galas Farfetch'd when Brutal Swing. That would be really neat. I don't know. I think Sandow's got a lot of potential though. Its typing is pretty good for just now. It's got Intimidate, which is always nice, and it does have access to that Anger Point if you want an explosive meme team. So, could be good. Alright, Drill Run as a TR here as well. I really wish these were new TMs and not records, because I feel like it would have made it so much better if they were records. Than if they were not records, because you'd have just had, you know, more moves to get. But okay, this place is pretty cool. Protector as well. Mark that. You don't necessarily need to get the thing. It makes sense to get it here. You don't necessarily need to get one of those here. What is that? Oh, it is Scraggy. Okay. Yeah, because we already have access to the Protector in a couple of ways, but it's just good to be able to get more of them, I guess, and this is one nice way of doing it. It's a lot of items to get here. I imagine most of these being sparkles, they're gonna respawn every day as well. So there's a good incentive to come back around and farm this spot. But okay, looks like I've seen just about everything here, so I think that should wrap it up for this one. Just a few items around, more Fit Clubs, stuff like that. A few items around that, yeah, worth a look. So that's neat. I have to remember to come back here. And yeah, got some of my old favorites that I didn't know were here. It's pretty nice. Oh, there's another thing down here. Let's get this real quick. This is Stealth Rock. Again, makes sense. Just a bit of a shame that it's a TR here. Anyhow, that'll do it for this this part here. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you are enjoying the exploration as much as I am. I am loving seeing how many of the old returning mons are here. There's a lot of Pokemon that I did not realize I wanted, I guess. That it's nice. It's been nice having the competitive format the way it has been, where most of the Pokemon they brought back were actually pretty good in one way or another. But it's just really cool seeing a lot of these old ones that I liked so much come back in. So yeah, till next time everyone, take care, bye.